Hey guys, I'm here going to show you how to install a remote on the Floatwheel ADV. The remote I have is the FlipSky VX4. Great remote, looks like this. For the longest time I was having like a little bit of an issue like getting it all set up correctly, but I think I got it all figured out, especially with updating to Flow Package 2.0. It made it way easier. My biggest problem was I could go 100% one direction but only 33% the other direction. So I never really used my remote after I installed it, but since I did the update for some reason, I'm not sure what that reason is. It works 100% both ways. So I can do full tilt forward, full tilt back, or when I'm off the board, full throttle forward, full throttle back. Um, so this video is going to kind of show you what I did physically inside the controller to get this to work, and I will also show you kind of how to set it up on the app, on the Vestool app itself. So without further ado, let's get into it. I don't know if you could see it. This is my remote transmitter, okay? All I have is it's just super glued to the side of the enclosure. It's been there for, oh, I don't know, probably 2,000 miles at this point. No, I'm gonna say about 1,500 miles at this point. We've got a remote. The wiring harness is just all kind of taped up together right here. I don't know if you could really see that, but it's taped up and then it's bundled up and heat shrunk into one, little bundle. So there is a little connector right here, right? You're going to see on there, you're going to see S, G, and 5 volt. And it goes in that order. So it goes in the order of S, 5 volt, G. And it's the plug labeled PPM. It's a JST connector. Don't ask me what style JST connector because I don't know. I've been trying to find it, and I know other people have too, but I can't figure it out. This actually comes with a 7-pin. I think it's a 7-pin. Maybe it's a 5. Anyway, a 5 or 7-pin JST connector. It needs to go to a 3-pin JST connector. And I'm gonna pin on the screen the diagram of this so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, what I had to do to make this work is your light controller, right, or your status bar, light bar. I had to take that JST to JST cable and use it to power my transmitter. The only reason I said I don't know what style it is because you're probably going to want to replace this. I just haven't used this light bar at all since I installed the remote. But, if you want it back, you're going to have to source that connector. So, like I said, I'm going to pin up on the screen what exactly you need to connect to on here, but you're not going to need all 5. You're not going to need all 5 of the cables on this connector. So you're going to have your black, red, and yellow, and off of here you're going to have black, red, and white. I just connected the black to black, the red to red, and the white to yellow. You can use solder and heat shrink if you want to. That's what I did. Or, if you're feeling froggy, I couldn't do it. If you can get the pins out and replace them onto these wires, you don't have to have a solder. This blue wire, that's just the antenna for this. So that's just bundled up into this section here. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you straight into a screen recording of how exactly to set this up in the app. What you're going to need to do. And then kind of go over some of the settings with you. So, all right. So once you're in here and you're connected to Vestool, or you're connected to your board via Vestool, you're going to wait till you got your app UI to pop up and you have float config pop up. Once you have your float config pop up, go ahead and get into that. Click on your drop down menu and go to remote. Initially, it's going to be set up as none. It's going to look just like that. You want to set that to PPM since this board communicates over the PPM. Now, all of these different settings are what you want to look at. So 13 degrees, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's how much it's going to tilt upon 100% throttle on your controller. Tilt back speed, that's how many degrees per second it will go. Smoothing factor, I haven't really played with smoothing factor, but you know, that looks pretty self-explanatory. I don't mess with invert throttle. And then down here is your throttle settings. So when you get off the board, when the motor's disengaged, it turns from remote tilt to remote throttle. I have mine set to 16 amp just because it makes it go fast on its own. It's pretty cool. It's got a grace period of a second. So basically, delay after disengaging. So this will give it, I just have mine set to a second. So after you get off the board will wait 1 second before you're allowed to turn it into a throttle. But anyway, that's really all you got to do to set it up. You select PPM, you hit right, and then if this is set to 0, it's not going to throttle. So just change that to, 10 amps or so, and then you'll be able to do that. But you just hit right, and then once that's on, it's ready to go. You can use your controller, and you can send it. You could do your remote tilt and all that stuff. So I hope that video helps. It's really nice to have the remote. I don't really use it that often, but it is a good tool to have for sure. So thank you guys.